Okay, here's a question for you. What if a skill you think you know, maybe even take for granted, could actually be your secret weapon, your absolute superpower in the global business arena?
Mm-hmm. Intriguing.
Yeah, and we're not talking deep tech or complex algorithms here, though obviously those are valuable too. We're delving into something, well, much more foundational, but incredibly strategic. It goes way beyond just basic communication.
Right.
Today, our deep dive is all about English, but not just English for chatting. We're really going to unpack how mastering English can be used as a proper strategic tool.
Yeah, something you deploy intentionally.
Exactly. Designed to unlock, serious professional growth, open doors to better opportunities,
Yeah.
and help you forge those really crucial global connections.
So our mission here, looking at the sources you've shared, is basically to pull out the key insights, to show you the strategic value, the real business case for English in your career.
It's funny, isn't it, how often people think of language learning as like a separate school subject?
Really separate, yeah.
But these sources, they really hammer home that English isn't just a skill. It's woven right into the fabric of international business.
Deeply interwoven. So we'll explore why it's the undisputed global business language, the concrete benefits, some might surprise you, and those real-world situations where it's just essential.
And the key vocabulary, right? Like a toolkit.
Definitely. Your strategic toolkit. And crucially, practical steps you can actually take to leverage it.
Okay, so let's start with the scale. Because when we say global business language, the numbers from our sources are, well, they're pretty staggering.
They really are. Think about this. Over 1.5 billion people worldwide speak some English.
1.5 billion. Wow.
But here's the kicker for business. A full 70%.
Okay.
70. Of all international business transactions, they happen in English.
That's huge. That's the common denominator then.
It absolutely is.
Yeah.
And that explains why it's just everywhere in international business. You see it in meetings. It's the default for email.
Negotiations reports.
Contracts, presentations. Yep. It's the common ground that lets diverse players actually connect and work together, bridges those gaps.
And a really key point from the material is that this isn't just about, being basically fluent. It's about being trained to use English professionally.
Professionally, exactly. To communicate with clarity, confidence.
And that competitive edge.
Yeah.
Turning language from a potential barrier into a real advantage.
Which naturally leads to the question, okay, what are the actual tangible benefits for you, for your career? And the research here is very clear.
Yeah.
English proficiency links directly to faster career growth. It means you can realistically apply for those better paying jobs, get promotions within multinational companies. It just opens up a much wider range of possibilities.
Right. Opportunities that might have been completely off the table otherwise. And it's not just climbing the ladder where you are now.
No, not at all. It's fundamental for global networking.
Huh?
Think about smoothly communicating with clients, with partners, colleagues in other countries. That ease of connection builds really valuable relationships, long-term value there.
And for anyone with that entrepreneurial spark.
Oh, absolutely crucial. English is basically the key to unlocking international markets if you want to expand your business.
Accessing new customers, new collaborations.
Exactly. Without it, as the sources point out, your reach is just fundamentally limited. It puts a ceiling on your growth potential.
Okay, now this next one, I think, is a real game changer for staying competitive. Access to knowledge.
Mm-hmm. This is huge.
The sources really highlight this, the ability to read and actually understand leading industry research, global market trends, complex manuals, documentation for advanced tools.
Which are so often only in English.
Right. It's a direct pipeline to critical, cutting-edge information. The sources even mention, like in fields like biotech or AI, something like 80% of the big papers come out in English first.
Which creates a serious knowledge gap if you're waiting for translations. You're behind the curve immediately. It directly impacts your ability to innovate.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then there's the psychological side. Don't underestimate confidence.
Good point.
Imagine walking into a high-stakes meeting, maybe leading a negotiation with people from 5 different countries. It's not just about understanding words. It's about really persuading, using nuance.
Holding your own.
Exactly. That kind of linguistic self-assurance, the sources suggest, can genuinely shift outcomes. You can articulate complex ideas clearly, push back effectively.
Yeah, I could see that. So, okay, theory is great, but how does this play out day to day? Let's get into some specific, real business scenarios where English is absolutely key.
Good idea. Make it concrete.
These examples from the material should really bring it home.
Okay. So think about needing to write a formal, persuasive email to international stakeholders. Happens all the time.
Yep. Or pitching a product idea in a meeting where, maybe half the room doesn't share the same first language. English becomes that professional common ground.
Or just hopping on a video call with partners overseas that's like daily life for so many now.
Definitely. And then there's understanding complex contracts or technical specs. Those are almost always primarily in English, right?
Almost universally. And if you travel for work, trade shows, conferences abroad, you need solid English to navigate those effectively.
Even just sending routine reports or updates to an international boss. Clarity in English is essential there too.
Right, so these aren't edge cases. These are core professional activities where English really matters daily. Embracing it just expands what you can do.
Okay, so we've seen it in action. Now let's talk vocabulary. The actual words that make up that strategic toolkit we mentioned.
Yes, the brass tacks.
Our sources break it down into some really useful categories with examples. Knowing these isn't just about understanding, it's about signaling competence.
Absolutely. So for meetings, you need terms like agenda, minutes, deadline, proposal, update, the basic structure.
Right. And for general communication, things like feedback, report, confirm, negotiate, clarify. Core action words.
Then in sales and marketing, you're constantly hearing brand, target, customer, revenue, strategy, the language of growth.
Makes sense. And HR and recruitment.
Key terms there are hire, candidate, skills, strengths, qualifications, all about people.
And finally, just general business terms that pop up everywhere.
Like performance, budget, logistics, goals, investment. These frame how you measure and manage the business.
Okay, so you have these lists of words.
But here's the critical tip from the sources. It's not just memorizing definitions. Anyone can do that.
Right.
It's about understanding the context, like knowing the precise difference between revenue and profit when you're talking to investors. That signals real understanding.
Okay. So how do you get that contextual understanding?
Practice. The sources really emphasize practicing these words in realistic role plays, simulating actual business situations. That's how you go from just knowing the word to using it effectively, persuasively.
Right, moving beyond just memorization. Makes sense.
Right.
So, given all this, how do you actually strategically use English to boost your career? The sources offer some great actionable steps.
Yeah, a practical roadmap. First, they strongly suggest looking into specialized business English courses.
Not just general English class.
Exactly. Focus on the specific language and skills needed for your profession, your industry. Much more targeted.
Okay, what else?
A really smart strategic move. Get your LinkedIn profile sorted out, fully in English.
Interesting. Why?
Global visibility. It instantly makes you discoverable by international recruiters and opens up opportunities you might literally never see otherwise. Puts you on the global map.
Okay, good tip. Keep learning continuously.
Definitely. The advice is to read articles every week from reputable business sources, Forbes, Harvard Business Review, LinkedIn News.
In English, obviously.
Yeah. In English, yes. It keeps your vocabulary current and keeps you plugged into the global business conversation.
And being prepared for unexpected moments.
Yeah, they suggest preparing a short personal pitch or maybe a quick description of your product or service in English. So if you bump into someone important, you're ready.
Like an elevator pitch, but global.
Pretty much. And another great tip is to attend webinars or online conferences in English.
Why those specifically?
Great for listening practice in a real-world context. Plus, you pick up industry-specific jargon and see how people actually talk business.
Immersive learning.
Exactly. And the final point here is tailoring. The sources stress designing a learning path that fits your specific career goals.
So different if you're in marketing versus engineering, say.
Precisely. Or education, or if you're an entrepreneur, your English learning should directly support your specific ambitions. It needs to be intentional.
Okay, so that really pulls it all together. The core message of this deep dive seems clear. English isn't just another language. It is the language of global business.
Undisputed, yeah.
It's your passport to better jobs, bigger markets, and that crucial international knowledge base. And remember, effective communication in business isn't just grammar.
No, far from it. It's about practicing in realistic scenarios, simulating those high-stakes situations you'll actually face.
So what's really striking from all this is how consciously connecting your English learning effort to your actual professional ambitions, that can really change your trajectory.
Fundamentally, it stops being just about what you can say and becomes about what you can achieve when you say it with precision, confidence, and real strategic thought.
So let's leave you with this thought to chew on. How might truly mastering a global